Front Range Kids Dream Team members. I wanted to reach out to you today because, as most of you know, a few of our team members and I got to go to a conference last week, and it was encouraging and inspiring, and it just reminded me personally of how valuable each of you are in the contribution you make to the next generation, how life-changing it is and how life-giving it is, not only to kiddos, but to students and to the other people on this team. So first and foremost, I wanted to say thank you. I celebrate you. I am so blessed to be able to serve with you and get to see the huge impact you have. And then I also wanted to share a little bit about what we learned at the conference, just as some encouragement and some reminders to all of us about how important what we do is and how we make it personal for people. Because tons of people walk through our doors every day. Some of them we know really well, some of them we don't know as well, but they all have a story, they all had a week. And so when we get a little bit personal with them at drop off and pick up and get to know them, we can really help open the doors for God's love and peace to step into their life. So the theme of this year's conference was, it's personal. And some of the key phrases or things that kind of were pointed out that I wanted to just remind each of you of is everything changes when you know someone, when you know their name, when you know a little bit about their context and story. So at drop off and pick up, getting to know parents and kids' names and asking a few simple questions to kind of open doors and make them feel welcome is huge. When you ask somebody what's going on and what they need in their life, they become visible and valuable, not only to us, but to God. They can feel that love, that worth. As we all know, a church should be the best place for a kid or a parent to find hope when life's throwing things at them and when they're unsure. And so again, just that interaction at the beginning and end of service helps to create that place for parents and then throughout service for kids. We can make it personal for people by respecting their voices, by showing them value, by speaking potential into the kid's life and into the parent's life. One thing that we all know, which is true, is that nobody needs to be seen by everybody, but everybody needs to be seen by somebody. And when we know their name and when we engage in conversation with people, it helps them to be seen. And everybody needs somebody to be their encourager and their champion. And so when we can do that in little moments on a Sunday morning, it's going a huge way to helping people see God's love and grace. Something remarkable happens when we can start seeing people the way Jesus saw them. And so we don't want to get so busy trying to save everyone that we're not actually interacting and helping anyone. We want to make sure that we remember that each individual is a someone to Jesus, made in his image, and is remarkable. There are people around coming through our doors each week that are hoping that they're worth knowing, that they're worth caring about, that they're worth engaging about. So we want to be watching for those people. We want to make sure we're knowing their names and we're stepping into those little moments in those little spaces on a Sunday morning. And we want to make sure that parents and kids both know that they measure up, that they're enough. Again, they were created in the image of God, so they are enough. But sometimes in some weeks you just aren't feeling it. And so those, again, little interactions that we can do help people to see that they measure up to God. We're not trying to build a huge crowd on Sundays by loving on people. What we're trying to do is love on them so that they can see the love of God. And so interacting in those little moments, getting to know people's name, encouraging them, make a huge impact. So thank you for week in and week out being consistent, stepping into those little moments, leading with your eyes open, looking for people. It makes a huge difference, and it makes our church personal to them. There was a story that was shared at conference about hypothetical family, right? So it can be in our church any Sunday, of a mom walked in with 4 kids under 6 years old, and she comes frequently, fairly infrequently, and so she wasn't really sure about the new check-in computers. She wasn't sure which classes her kids went in this school year, and she was running a little late and struggling and disheveled and kind of creating a distraction, interrupting classes because they were a little late, and her kids, because they don't come that frequently and because everything was so disheveled, were pretty hesitant to go into class. And so it was a little frustrating, or it could be, for leaders and for check-in people and for all that. But this church, imagine if this church openly, lovingly welcomed her in, did everything they could to make the process of getting kids to class simple, easy, help kids get settled, let the mom know if they need her, they'll come and get her, and help get her to service. And then she's able to experience the love of Christ. She's able to enter in his presence in worship and hear his truth in love and grace. And what if that mom was so disheveled and running late and coming in frequently because her life had been chaos for the past couple months, and it turns out this week that the reason why is because her husband was having an affair and he moved out this month, and she's wondering what the heck to do with her life, with her kids. Are they going to be okay? And she just thought, even though she doesn't come frequently, what if the church was a place where she could take refuge, where she could find hope, where she could feel some security and some love in a time that is not. We don't know what people are going through in their week. And so no matter what the situation is, when we welcome them with love and grace and compassion, and when we get to know their name and ask a couple key, simple questions to help engage with them, we can step into that place when somebody needs hope and love and grace the most. So thank you for what you do, and I would encourage you just to look for those moments where you can get to know people and interact and engage with parents and kids. Thank you so much, and have a great week.